At sunrise, when the world is still quiet, the earth begins to move. Not with thunder, not with an earthquake, but with footsteps, heavy, slow, ancient. Across the open plains, through forests, across dry riverbeds and dusty grasslands, one of the most powerful animals on earth begins its daily journey. The elephant, a creature of strength, intelligence, memory, emotion, and mystery. For thousands of years, elephants have walked beside human history. They have appeared in myths, religions, royal ceremonies, wars, stories, and sacred traditions. To some cultures, they're symbols of wisdom. To others, symbols of power, luck, patience, and family. But beyond the legends, beyond the stories we tell about them, elephants are real beings with complex lives. They love, they grieve, they remember, they protect, they teach, they survive. They're the largest land animals on Earth, yet their lives are shaped not only by size and strength, but by tenderness, intelligence, and deep social bonds. This is the story of elephants, giants with ancient souls. To understand the elephant, we must first understand the world it lives in. Elephants are found mainly in Africa and Asia, but not all elephants are the same. In Africa, there are two recognized species, the African savanna elephant and the African forest elephant. The savanna elephant is the largest of them all. Towering above the grasslands, it can stand taller than a human twice over. Its ears are enormous, shaped almost like the map of Africa itself. These ears are not just for hearing. They help cool the body, releasing heat like living fans in the harsh sun. The African forest elephant is smaller, more secretive, and lives in the dense rainforests of Central and West Africa. It moves through shadows and thick vegetation, shaping the forest in ways that are often unseen. In Asia, the Asian elephant lives in forests, grasslands, and human-shaped landscapes across countries such as India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, and parts of Southeast Asia. Asian elephants have smaller ears, rounded backs, and a long history of living close to human civilization. But wherever elephants live, they change the land around them. They're not simply animals moving through an environment. They are architects of ecosystems. When elephants walk through forests, they open paths that other animals use. When they feed, they break branches, push over small trees, and create space for new plant life. When they dig in dry riverbeds, they can reveal hidden water, not only for themselves, but for zebras, antelope, birds, and countless smaller creatures. Even their dung carries life. Inside it are seeds from the fruits and plants they eat. As elephants travel long distances, they spread those seeds across the land, helping forests regenerate and grasslands renew themselves. In many ways, an elephant is not just part of nature. An elephant is a force that helps nature continue. Everything about an elephant seems impossible. Its body is enormous, yet surprisingly graceful. Its legs are like pillars, built to carry thousands of pounds. Each step presses deep into the ground, but elephants can move with almost silent control when they choose to. Their feet are padded with thick, cushion-like tissue that absorbs weight and vibration. To stand near an elephant is to feel the scale of life itself. But perhaps the most remarkable part of an elephant is not its size. It is the trunk. The elephant's trunk is one of the most extraordinary tools in the animal kingdom. It is a nose. It is a hand. It is a drinking straw. It is a trumpet. It is a censer. It is a weapon. It is a symbol of tenderness. Made of thousands of muscles, the trunk can lift a heavy log, tear branches from trees, spray water over the body, smell danger from far away, and gently touch the face of a newborn calf. With the same trunk, an elephant can uproot a small tree or pick up a single blade of grass. Elephants use their trunks to greet one another, comfort one another, explore the world, and communicate. A calf learns how to use its trunk slowly. At first, it may swing awkwardly, almost as if it doesn't know what this strange part of its body is for. Young elephants sometimes trip over their trunks or play with them like toys. But in time, the trunk becomes an extension of the mind. Then there are the tusks. Tusks are enlarged incisor teeth, and they continue growing throughout much of an elephant's life. Elephants use them to dig, strip bark from trees, move objects, defend themselves, and compete for mates. But tusks have also made elephants targets. For centuries, humans have valued ivory, and this desire has caused unimaginable suffering. Many elephants have been killed simply for the tusks they carried. A feature meant for survival became, in the human world, a reason for death. And yet, elephants continue. With their immense bodies, sensitive trunks, powerful tusks, deep voices, and watchful eyes, they remain one of nature's most unforgettable creations. For elephants, life begins with family. A baby elephant called a calf enters the world after one of the longest pregnancies in the animal kingdom. For nearly 2 years, the mother carries her young before giving birth. And when the calf finally arrives, it is not welcomed by the mother alone. It is welcomed by the herd. Female elephants live in close family groups, usually led by an older female known as the matriarch. She is the memory of the herd. She knows where to find water in times of drought. She remembers safe paths, dangerous places, old migration routes, and the voices of other elephants. Her experience can mean the difference between life and death. The herd is made mostly of related females, mothers, daughters, sisters, aunts, and calves. Together, they form one of the most emotionally complex societies in the animal world. When a calf is born, the other females often gather around. They may touch the newborn with their trunks, rumble softly, and help it stand. The first hours are critical. The calf must learn to rise on unsteady legs, find its mother's milk, and stay close to protection. In the wild, danger is never far away. Lions may threaten young calves. Hyenas may watch from a distance. Crocodiles may wait near river crossings. But an elephant herd is not easily challenged. When danger approaches, the adults form a protective wall around the young. Their bodies become a fortress. Their ears spread wide. Their trunks lift. Their voices rumble through the air. To threaten one calf is to challenge the entire family. And elephants do not abandon family easily. They wait for injured members. They help calves climb muddy banks. They comfort the distressed. They remain close to the sick and dying. In a world where survival often demands toughness, elephants show us that tenderness can also be a survival strategy. Elephants speak in ways we are only beginning to understand. Some of their calls are loud and unmistakable, trumpets that pierce the air, warning cries that echo across the landscape, roars of anger, excitement, or fear. But much of elephant communication happens below the range of human hearing. They produce low-frequency rumbles that can travel long distances. These sounds may pass through the air and even through the ground. An elephant can sense vibrations through its feet and body, detecting messages from far away. A herd miles away may know that another group has found water. A mother may recognize the call of her calf. A matriarch may detect the warning of danger long before humans notice anything at all. Their communication is not random noise. It is social. It is emotional. It is practical. It connects families across distance. Elephants also use touch constantly. A trunk placed gently in another elephant's mouth can be a greeting. A soft stroke along the body can offer reassurance. A calf may press against its mother for comfort. Two elephants may entwine trunks in what looks almost like an embrace. They communicate with posture, smell, sound, movement, and memory. In the silence of a savanna evening, while humans hear only wind and insects, elephants may be holding conversations that stretch across miles. An old matriarch leading the herd. Elephants inspecting bones. Young elephants solving problems. A calf playing in water. Voiceover. There's an old saying, an elephant never forgets. Like many old sayings, it is not entirely literal, but it points towards something true. Elephants have remarkable memories. In harsh landscapes, memory is survival. An older elephant may remember where water remained during a drought years before. She may remember which routes are safe, which areas are dangerous, and which groups of elephants are friendly or hostile. But elephant intelligence goes beyond navigation. They solve problems. They use tools. They recognize individuals. They learn from experience. They appear to understand cooperation. And perhaps most moving of all, elephants show signs of deep emotional lives. They celebrate reunions. When separated elephants meet again, they may rumble, trumpet, flap their ears, spin in excitement, and touch each other repeatedly. They show concern for the injured. And when they encounter the bones or remains of other elephants, they often behave in unusual ways. They may slow down, touch the bones with their trunks, linger near them, or stand quietly. Scientists are careful about how they describe animal emotions. We cannot simply assume elephants experience the world exactly as humans do, but we can observe behavior. And what we observe suggests that elephants are not emotionless giants. They're sensitive, aware, social beings whose relationships matter deeply. A mother may grieve the loss of her calf. A herd may remain near a dying member. A young elephant may seek comfort after distress. Their lives are not simple. They are layered with memory, emotion, learning, and connection. To look into the eye of an elephant is not to see a blank animal instinct. It is to feel, somehow, that someone is looking back. A day in the life of an elephant is a journey shaped by hunger, thirst, heat, and family. Elephants eat for many hours each day. Their massive bodies require enormous amounts of food. Grass, leaves, bark, roots, fruit, and branches all become part of their diet. They are not delicate eaters. An elephant may strip bark from a tree, tear down branches, pull grass from the ground, or shake fruit loose with its trunk. But their feeding is not destruction alone. As they eat and move, they shape the environment in ways that create opportunities for other life. Water is equally important. At waterholes, elephants drink deeply, filling their trunks and pouring water into their mouths. They bathe, splash, and sometimes seem to enjoy water with almost childlike pleasure. Young elephants play in mud, push one another, roll, slip, and struggle to stand again. After bathing, elephants often throw dust or mud over their bodies. This may look playful, but it serves a purpose. Dust and mud help protect their skin from sun, insects, and heat. During the hottest parts of the day, they may rest in shade. But even rest is social. Calves stay close. Adults remain alert. The matriarch watches, listens, and decides when the herd will move again. Their world is always changing. A river may dry. Grass may disappear. A storm may arrive. Predators may follow. Humans may appear. Every day requires decisions. And for elephants, decisions are rarely made alone. They are made through movement, sound, experience, and trust. While female elephants often remain with family herds for life, males follow a different path. As young males mature, they eventually leave the herd where they were raised. This does not happen all at once. It is a gradual separation, a transition from childhood into independence. A young bull may spend time alone or join loose groups of other males. For many years, people misunderstood male elephants as solitary and antisocial. But newer observations show that male elephants also have social lives. Older bulls may play important roles in guiding younger males, teaching them appropriate behavior and helping maintain balance. A fully grown bull elephant is an extraordinary sight. Massive, muscular, silent when he wants to be, powerful beyond imagination. During certain periods, male elephants enter a state called must. In must, hormone levels rise, behavior changes, and the bull becomes more focused on finding mates. He may become more aggressive, more restless, and more dominant. But even then, his life is not only about competition. Like all elephants, bulls learn, remember, communicate, and adapt. A mature bull carries the weight of experience in his body, scars from fights, dust from long journeys, and knowledge from years of survival. He is not just a lone giant. He is a living archive of the wild. The relationship between humans and elephants is ancient and complicated. For thousands of years, elephants have inspired awe. In Asia, elephants have been connected with royalty, religion, labor, and ceremony. They appear in temple art, mythology, and cultural traditions. In Africa, elephants have long been respected as powerful symbols of strength, wisdom, and endurance. But admiration has not always meant protection. Humans have used elephants in war, logging, entertainment, tourism, and captivity. Some elephants have been treated with care. Many others have suffered. And in the wild, the conflict continues. As human populations grow, farms, roads, towns, and fences spread into elephant habitats. Ancient migration routes are cut off. Water sources become contested. Forests shrink. Grasslands are converted into farmland. When elephants enter farms, they can destroy crops in a single night. For a farmer, this can mean losing food, money, and months of work. For the elephant, it is simply following hunger, memory, and movement through land that may once have been open. This is the tragedy of human-elephant conflict. Both sides are trying to survive. A farmer protecting a field is protecting a family. An elephant crossing that field may be following a path older than the village itself. Conservation is not only about saving animals from people. It is also about finding ways for people and animals to live together. That means protecting wildlife corridors, supporting local communities, creating safe barriers, reducing crop loss, ending illegal ivory trade, and building respect for elephants not as distant symbols, but as living neighbors. The future of elephants depends on more than love. It depends on coexistence. No story about elephants can ignore the shadow of ivory. For centuries, elephant tusks have been carved into ornaments, jewelry, religious objects, piano keys, statues, and luxury goods. But ivory is not decoration. Ivory is a tooth, and every tusk taken from a dead elephant tells a story of loss. Poaching has devastated elephant populations in many regions. Armed groups, illegal traders, and international demand have turned elephants into targets. The death of one elephant is not just the death of one animal. If the elephant is a matriarch, her knowledge dies with her. If she is a mother, her calf may be left vulnerable. If she is part of a herd, the emotional and social structure of that family is shaken. The impact spreads through bloodlines, through memory, through generations. In some areas, more elephants are being born without tusks, a possible response to intense poaching pressure, where tuskless elephants are more likely to survive and reproduce. This is evolution under human violence. It is nature adapting to our destruction. But there is hope. Anti-poaching teams, conservation organizations, local communities, governments, and international agreements have helped reduce ivory demand in some places. Awareness has grown. More people now understand that ivory belongs to elephants, and only elephants. Still, the threat has not disappeared. As long as ivory has value, elephants remain at risk. The question is not whether elephants are worth saving. The question is whether humanity can become wise enough to stop destroying what it claims to admire. Far from the open savannas, another elephant moves through a different world. The forest elephant. Smaller than its savanna relatives, the forest elephant lives among dense trees, deep shadows, and humid air. It is harder to see, harder to study, and easier for the world to forget. But its role is enormous. Forest elephants are sometimes called gardeners of the forest. They eat fruit and disperse seeds over long distances. Some tree species may depend heavily on large animals like elephants to spread their seeds. As forest elephants move, feed, and clear pathways, they influence which plants grow and how forests develop. Their disappearance would not simply remove one species. It could change the structure of entire forests. And forests matter to the planet. They store carbon. They regulate climate. They shelter countless forms of life. To protect forest elephants is not only to protect elephants. It is to protect the forests they help create. Yet forest elephants face severe threats from poaching, habitat loss, and slow reproduction. Because they live hidden lives, their decline can happen quietly. A savanna without elephants feels empty. A forest without elephants may still look green, but something ancient will be missing from its heart. Every elephant begins life uncertain. A newborn calf is large compared to many animals, but in the world of elephants, it is fragile. It must learn quickly how to walk, how to drink, how to follow, how to use its trunk, how to read the mood of the herd, how to respond to danger. The mother is its center, but the entire herd becomes its classroom. Older sisters, aunts, and cousins may help care for calves. Young females learn mothering skills by watching and assisting. This shared care strengthens the herd and prepares the next generation. Calves are curious. They investigate birds, mud, sticks, water, and one another. They chase, tumble, splash, and test their small strength. Play is not meaningless. Through play, young elephants learn coordination, social rules, confidence, and communication. A calf that strays too far may be guided back with a trunk. A frightened calf may be surrounded by adults. A tired calf may be allowed to rest while the herd waits. This patience is part of elephant society. They do not rush childhood. They invest in it, because every calf carries the future of the herd. The life of an elephant is not only peaceful beauty. It is also hardship. Drought is one of the greatest tests. When rain fails, grass disappears. Waterholes shrink into mud. Rivers become lines of dust. The youngest and oldest suffer first. In these moments, the matriarch's memory becomes vital. She may lead the herd across long distances toward water she remembers from years before. Her knowledge is not written down. It is carried inside her through experience, survival, and time. But even memory has limits. If climate patterns shift, if humans block routes, if old water sources vanish, the herd may face impossible choices. Predators are another danger, especially for calves. Lions may follow a herd, waiting for weakness. But elephants are powerful defenders. A united herd can drive predators away with force and determination. The greatest danger, however, often comes from humans. A snare hidden in the grass, a poisoned arrow, a gunshot, a road, a train track, a fence across a migration route. Modern threats are changing faster than elephants can adapt. They are ancient animals living in a rapidly changing world. And yet, they endure. They continue walking. Across dust. Across memory. Across generations. Why do elephants matter? The simplest answer is this: because they exist. No living being should have to justify its right to survive only by being useful to humans. But elephants are useful, profoundly so. They shape landscapes. They spread seeds. They open pathways. They create water access. They support biodiversity. They influence ecosystems on massive scale. Scientists sometimes call elephants a keystone species. This means their presence has effects far beyond their own population. Remove elephants, and entire ecosystems may change. But their importance is not only ecological. Elephants expand our understanding of intelligence. They challenge our assumptions about emotion. They remind us that family, memory, grief, cooperation, and communication are not human possessions alone. They force us to ask difficult questions. What do we owe to other intelligent beings? Can we admire animals without exploiting them? Can we share land with creatures stronger than ourselves? Can we protect what cannot speak in our language, but clearly has a voice of its own? Elephants matter because they make the world larger, more mysterious, more connected, more alive. The future of elephants is not yet written. In some places, their numbers have fallen dramatically. In others, conservation has helped populations stabilize or recover. The story is not simple. There are victories. There are losses. There are communities working hard to protect both people and wildlife. There are rangers risking their lives. There are scientists gathering data. There are children growing up with new ideas about coexistence. Protecting elephants requires more than fences and laws. It requires understanding. People who live near elephants must be part of the solution. Conservation cannot succeed if local communities are ignored, harmed, or excluded. When people benefit from conservation, when crops are protected, when education and support are available, when elephants are seen not only as threats, but as valuable living neighbors, coexistence becomes possible. Wildlife corridors can reconnect fragmented habitats. Stronger anti-poaching work can protect herds. Reduced demand for ivory can save lives. Responsible tourism can support conservation without exploiting animals. Scientific research can help us understand what elephants need. But above all, the future depends on a choice. Will humans leave enough space for giants? Not just physical space, but moral space, emotional space. A place in our imagination where elephants are not commodities, not obstacles, not symbols only, but living beings with their own lives. Sunset. A herd walks toward the horizon. The matriarch leads. Calves stay close. Dust rises around them in golden light. Voiceover. As the sun lowers, the herd moves again. The calves follow their mothers. The mothers follow the matriarch. The matriarch follows memory. Somewhere ahead, there may be water. Somewhere behind, there are paths walked by generations. And all around them is a world that has been shaped by elephant footsteps for thousands upon thousands of years. They are giants, yes, but they're also families, travelers, gardeners, teachers, survivors. They carry landscapes in their memory. They carry grief in their silence. They carry tenderness in their touch. They carry history in every step. To watch elephants is to witness something ancient still alive in the modern world. Something powerful but vulnerable. Something familiar but mysterious. Something that asks not for our worship, but for our respect. If elephants disappear, the earth will not simply lose a species. It will lose a voice, a deep voice, a low rumble beneath the ground, a memory older than civilization. A reminder that intelligence wears many forms, and that strength can walk gently. So when the herd vanishes into the fading light, we are left with a question. Not just what kind of world elephants need to survive, but what kind of humans we must become to let them pause. Because the giants are still walking, and while they walk, there is still hope.